And we are going to see the second problem in mathematical analysis of iterative algorithm, that is finding the uniqueness of an array. That is, if you are having an array, then each element of the array should appear only once in that particular array. For example, here you consider this array is consisting of 5 elements. Each element is unique. No duplicate is present in this array. Then we have to return true. And you consider same array and 10 has appeared more than once, then we are going to return as false. So that we call it as uniqueness of an array. For this we are going to write an algorithm. So as I told you already, algorithm always starts with the algorithm keyword, and uniqueness is going to be the function name, and the element is passed as A. And all the algorithm has a description. Here we are going to find the uniqueness of an array, followed by input. Here we have to give the array for what we are trying to check the uniqueness as the input, and output we are going to return two values. One is true, no duplicate, element found, otherwise return false. So what we are going to do is, we are going to take 10 and we are going to compare with the remaining element, and similarly we are going to take 5 and we are going to compare with the remaining element. Similarly we are going to take 100, we are going to compare with the remaining element, and we are going to take 80 and we are going to compare with the remaining element. When it comes for the last element, no need for you to compare. If it is only one present, then it is called as a uniqueness. So our first for loop starts with I is equivalent to 0 and goes up to n minus 2, because when you are checking the uniqueness of 80 with 3, it ensures 4 is having a unique element. For each iteration we are going to compare. For example, if you are taking 10, if you are considering this as the I value, then you are going to compare this 10 with the I plus 1 value. So the second for loop starts from I plus 1 and goes up to the last element, and we are going to compare the value of A of I is equivalent to A of j or not. If both are equal, then we are going to return false, because this is going to be the duplicate value. Otherwise, after all the iteration, if there is no this condition not becoming true, then we are going to return true. Now we do the analysis. So we have to find the summation formula. Here we are having two iteration loop. So this loop I starts from 0 and goes up to n minus 2. This loop starts from j is equivalent to I plus 1 and goes up to n minus 1. Now we have to find the basic operation. Here only one statement comes under this two loops. So we are going to consider this as the basic statement or basic operation. So now we do the analysis. First summation is I is equivalent to 0 to n minus 2, and second summation is j is equivalent to I plus 1 to n minus 1. The number of basic operation performed is 1. So now we are going to simplify this part alone. So sigma I is equivalent to 0 to n minus 2. When you replace this, you have to consider the upper bound, that is nothing but n minus 1, minus the lower bound. Minus of minus I is minus, and minus of minus 1 is 1, plus 1. So plus 1 and minus 1 get cancelled. We will be having sigma I is equivalent to 0 to n minus 2, n minus 1 minus I. Now we substitute value of I here, and we will be getting, if you substitute 0, you will be getting n minus 1. When you substitute 1, you will be getting n minus 1 minus 1. which is going to be n minus 2. When you substitute minus 2, you will be getting n minus 3. If you keep on substitute like this until n minus 2, you will be getting 2 plus 1. This is nothing but n into n minus 1 by 2, which is nothing but n squared minus n by 2. So according to analysis, t of n will take the highest polynomial value as the running time. So n squared is going to be the mathematical formula for finding the uniqueness of an array. Thank you for watching.